based on the works of Karol Wyszyński. Diaries of Magic Eyes.
September 20th. Dear Diary, together with the caravan, we reached Twin Mountain, a town famous for its local baths and health resorts. Jarmila bought me a ticket in gratitude, thanks to which I had the opportunity to experience the best bath of my life, which I really needed. The baths were taken in groups, but we were lucky and found an empty room. We could calmly enjoy the warm water, just the two of us. We talked calmly. I learned that all four of them come from the Eastern Kingdom. Years ago, there was another girl among them, but she disappeared, and that is why they came here to find her. Unfortunately, many indications indicate that she is no longer among the living. It was all the more moving because Dobrzegniu and his missing companion were a couple. As for him, his brutality is just a mask he puts on for the needs of the search. The truth is that his heart is good. I admitted that I suspected as much, judging by his behavior. Returning to the subject of love, she asked me if I had a partner or someone I was in love with. I answered truthfully that I had never met anyone like that. She laughed that maybe I would get together with Vladimir. I replied, embarrassed, that nothing would come of it, because he loved her. After these words, there was silence. Jarmila curled up, so that only part of her head was above the water. In an embarrassed voice, she replied that she knew nothing. He was very nice to her, but she would never have suspected that he had feelings for her. Vladimir is a closed person who is incapable of showing his feelings. The fact that she found out about it now won't change anything because she loves Isber and they already have a future together. The atmosphere became quite depressing and probably would have remained that way until the end, if not for the unpleasant situation. We forgot to lock the door, and someone started to open it. Judging by the voice, it was a man. In a panic, I jumped out of the water, jumping to the door, and slammed it, shouting that it was occupied. That's when I realized that I had unconsciously used my magic eyes. I turned around and saw Jarmila, who was clearly speechless. In an embarrassed and artificially cheerful voice, I replied that I didn't even realize how fast I could be in crisis situations. She replied in a cheerful voice that it looked the same as when I saved her life. I returned to the bathtub in a pleasant atmosphere. She asked me about the birthmark on my right shoulder blade and the scar on my left arm. As for the scar, it is most likely from a sword wound I received when I lost my memory. I told her that I was injured in a bandit attack years ago. That's why I have it. I can't tell her the truth. It could end badly for me. As for the birthmark, I may have had it since birth and it looks a bit like an arrow. That's what I told her. I've had it since birth.